Hi, my dear friends. I'm not dead. I've just been insanely busy between the 14-week protocols, the iris analysis, trying to get some books put together. I'm living in a house that I built back in '89, and everything needs to be replaced. It's old and falling apart, so I'm remodeling my house, and I'm doing it myself. I'm a carpenter. I built custom homes on the side for a lot of years, and so it's a lot of work. And when you're dealing with subs down here, the building is so busy right now. You got time things you've got to meet. So I apologize. I've been so busy with all kinds of things, so I apologize for that. You all ready for the holidays, Christmas, and all of that? I know everybody around here is. I love this. Someone sent me this, and they found some grapes, and they found this beautiful paired grapes in the shape of a heart. Is that cool, Beans? Now, this is us. This is us, guys. You always want to be, from the heart. Truth, honesty, integrity. Some chiropractor got a hold of me. I got a hold of him too. Thank you for all your blessings, your cards. This girl helping this homeless man and made a sign up for fruits. He needed money for food, and she ended up giving him fruits, and he put up a sign for fruit. Some beautiful, beautiful things here from the class, and just beautiful stuff. A lot going on. You notice that more and more and more now. You're hearing about the lymph system more and more and more. And so in medical circles, you're going to just see a lot more of that coming out, thank God. What's this? Cancer vaccine eliminates tumors in mice. These guys just don't stop. And I was looking at the news last night, and I can't remember what the story was on, but it's an interesting thing how they keep, if you don't understand the lymphatic system, if you don't understand the need to remove sewage, if you don't understand the need to remove metabolitic waste, this is right in what they need to know. This is essential to know how the body takes in chemistry, what type of chemistry the body takes in, what type of chemistry is your human body designed to take in, what, after the body is digesting, absorbing, utilizing, and working with all these different cycles from the cribs, the methylation, all these different cycles that are involved. There's always chemical residues released when there's chemical interactions. Would you all not agree? And this is factual. There are chemical residues created when you have chemical interactions. When you observe that in the metabolitic side of life, what you find is mostly acids spinning off of these cycles. And a good example is ascorbic acid, or what they call vitamin C. It's still an acid that's spun off of these cycles. So in science, we can play with that in labs. We can take a spin-off and bring it in potency and treat it and see if it deals with symptoms. But all of that effort, all of those years, all of that education brings you nowhere. Brings you into a circle with a cat chasing its tail, because if you don't understand the pillars of duality, of yin and yang, of acid and base, the nature of these two sides of chemistry. What happens when one side of chemistry starts building, either one, what happens when that starts building up in the human body from the inability of the human body to get rid of it? And that's what they don't consider, the inability of the human body to get rid of the chemistry that it's ingested. But when you look at acidosis, you're looking at an agglomulation factor. You're looking at a cationic environment, which will tell them it's an environment of stagnation, of dehydration. You don't have to go any further than that. Then if you say, well, this acidosis, this dehydration, how do you get that? Well, It's all chemistry. So then you have to go back and go, well, what kind of chemistry are you ingesting? Because if you have someone that tells you that it doesn't matter what you eat, it doesn't matter the chemistry that you're interacting with, that the problem man has is diseases, then you want to run from that person, because they're living in the dark ages where man was very unconscious. Because this is the age of enlightenment, the age of awareness. And that's what all you beautiful souls out there, you're opening yourselves up, you're becoming awake, you're stopping thinking, you understand that thought is can be your ball and chain. If you're going to be involved in thought, you want to try to develop the ability to watch thought as opposed to follow thought. Watching thought frees you, following thought enslaves you. So like your desires and your ideas and your opinions, if you live in those, that's your experience. And when they're stripped from you, you start to have a sense of freedom and joy, because all these little balls and chains you made for yourselves, you're getting rid of them. And for those that are very serious-minded about spirituality, you could go through some ripping a little bit. So that's why we're here to help you with that, because if you want to know the ultimate reality, then you can't be looking at the finite, because the ultimate reality is infinite. You cannot touch that which is infinite, that which is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. You can't touch that which is labeled God here on this planet. You can't touch that with thought. You can't touch that with emotions. You can flick pieces of it, but thought and emotions comes out of it. So thought and emotions are small pieces of consciousness, an expression of duality. That's all it is. It's the show. Whatever video you want to play, whatever show you want to watch. Some people love show and another show. They're involved in so many shows they don't even know who they are. You know, if you talk to a good actor, sometimes they forget who they are because they're taking on so many different roles. And if you're taking on a role, that's how soul does it. Soul moves in, and to understand the experience, it becomes the experience. Where mind uses rationale and comparative analysis and things like that, soul experiences it by moving into the experience itself, taking it on. Thought and emotions is its modus operandi to taking on an experience. Especially with you have an astral body and a physical body, your lower bodies, you have those. Then your experience is going to be channeled through those bodies. Unless you wake up. And waking up is simply learning to control thought, to observe thought, and develop the ability to have thought or your mind communicate to you as consciousness, not follow the mind and thought and become the thought. That's the problem. Soul's becoming the experiences here, which is how it happens, but he gets caught and locked in chains himself to all these experiences. For those of you that want to feel the ultimate freedom, the ultimate being, that which created you, that which you're so much a part of, you have to let go of that which limits you from experiencing this. And that's what the masters do, is help you to go through this cleansing or detoxing of the spiritual bodies. In other words, you're going to learn to control thought, to go beyond thought, emotions. You're going to learn to control and go beyond emotions. So you can go through emotional detoxes. Matter of fact, a lot of you are going through that, where it's ripping you emotionally. Let go. Stop hanging on. If you're starting to feel ripped, let go. Don't hang on to nothing. You want to know the ultimate reality, then you have to let go of the little reality. This cannot longer exist if you want to know and experience the ultimate. But since you're from the ultimate, there's nothing you have to do except let go of the limited, that which you're using to perceive and act and have your drama in the movie. So you quit being the actor and you start coming back to being the director again. It's that simple. So when you come up against hard times, let go. And the same thing in detox and the health. Let go. Because it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. As soon as you think something matters, and you're working on your spiritual, and you're following someone like Fubi Quants or someone like that, they're going to work with spirit, prana, life force, and they're going to clean you. They're going to rip that from you. So you're ripped clean, because you cannot enter the higher heavens with anything but pure awareness. Thought doesn't follow you into those areas. So pretty wild, you know. I'm going to come in here at the end of the week because I've got to go. I've got to put in kitchen cabinets right now. I've got a small little bitty kitchen, but I still got to put them in because I've got time constraints with people that put in tops, and it's just a nightmare. So I got to go do that. Then after I get done ripping all that up, I'll be back and do a whole bunch of videos for you for Christmas, maybe the 12 days of Christmas or something, you know. But you all know pretty much by now that when you're in trouble, you know what you got to do. These videos are full of this. So no matter what you're experiencing, your first line of defense is your diet. You pull yourself back from acid ash foods. You get rid of those. You know, the first time you get into pain and your trouble, you stop your meats, your dairies, your grains, your beans. You know, the top worst foods on the planet is animal products for humans, beans, grains, and dairy products. Those are your 4 top huge no-nos. So those are like cheats if you must. But those are all acid ash foods, especially dairy products that are pasteurized, of course. In the raw state, your dairy products are going to be alkaline ash foods, because you would never feed baby calves acid ash foods. You know what happens if you do that. You don't want to feed baby calves pasteurized milk, because it's not good what happens. So a baby calf can actually get diarrhea bad and die on pasteurized milk. And so, oh wait a minute, but we feed it to our babies. I mean, when you step back, man's got himself, you know, in a pretty gnarly looking way in terms of diet and what he's eating and what he's putting down the hatch. And he's wondering why cells are getting mutated, why his kidneys aren't filtering and things like this, why there's so much bowel and neurological problems. So you've got to step back from that and learn that everything influences everything else. And make sure, if you want to experience happiness and joy, that you pull those things to you, because you have total control on your journey. When you create karma, that's when you lose a little control, because you got to work it off. When you know, this is simply, the lower worlds are simply cause and effect. And a cause and effect means that that's karmic. In other words, what goes out comes back. That's karma. You can call it you reap what you sow. You can call it for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction in physics. But the reality of that is that when you walk in the worlds of God, you make a wake. And that wake goes out and touches all of life. Like when you have a boat going down the river, it makes a wake. You want to make sure your waves helps to enhance and enliven and help others, because that's a good wave to come back at you. When you're gossiping and tearing down others and being mean to others, that's your wave coming back at you. And you can't be happy ever when those waves keep coming back at you. You know. So it's always good, because if you totally have your consciousness, you've learned that the mind is what keeps you tied to your drama. And you freed yourself from thought. You made it. Now there's only one solution for you. After you've learned to stop thinking and you become the observer, and you learn that in the present moment, in the now, in other words, outside of time, all things exist, then your journey becomes this simple thing. How now can you be? How now can you be? Because the more you pull yourself in the present moment beyond thought, the bigger you get. And the bigger you get, the more powerful you get. And the more you start pulling into the Godhead, where you came from. And now you're something totally other than what you thought you were. You're no longer an embodied being. You were just using those bodies to experience. You are now home and part of the all of life again. Pretty wild. I don't want to start answering questions because then they have to timestamp it, and I want them to get this up because this is a little holiday cheer for you. I want to say I love you all and thank you for all the years. Been a lot of years. We've done a lot of good too. Helped a lot of people around the world, guys. You guys have, I'm real proud of you. I still see a lot of people coming in here suffering, and they're so happy they found our channel. And then some of you guys on Facebook have been helping others so much, and it's just a beautiful, magnificent, incredible journey that we're all on together, isn't it? So you haven't seen nothing yet, I guarantee it. Remember, those of you that knows what a darshan is. So the next step is having ourselves seminars where we can have, instead of my classes, we'll have those, but we want to have some big seminars where you creative art people, you musicians and artists can express yourselves, and we can have fun and meet each other and stuff like that. It'd be fun stuff. I love spiritual seminars, where we all get together and talk a little differently. Health is health, but your awareness, procedure is everything. You lose the physical body, but you don't ever lose yourself. And if you want to be happy and joyful and always free and able to experience so much more than the limitation of this world, then you have to let go. You have to let go of thought and desire for a little while. Doesn't mean you can't have something. Doesn't mean you can't travel and have fun, enjoy each other, make love, whatever. It's how you do it. It's the intent behind it. If you're just being free and loving, remember, love the one you're with? Just be free and loving in that moment, and the joy will come rushing in. And your experiences will always be joyful because talk to the hand, the face isn't listening. Be a good new year, I think. I think a lot of people are going to find their way next year. I think a lot of people are going to get healthier next year. And it's going to be a year for a lot of you that have worked hard on yourselves to come on home with it. Sometimes it takes a while to pull your body back from Hellville. There's no question about it. When I was a lot younger, I used to be a little more cocky about that because it seemed like I was knocking out cases right and left. Bam, 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 regeneration, quads getting up and walking and all kinds of things. It just seems like God just turned up the speed of things. So hang in there. Because sometimes everybody's karma is different. Sometimes you might have created a little more for yourself than, let's say, the next soul. Okay, we're all here to help you anyway, so we'll help you work that off and help you not to create a lot more. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or does. Who cares? You get caught in that. That's karma. And souls love to pull you into their karma. Say bad things about you, bully you, say crap lies and all that stuff. And it pulls you into their karma because they get a rise out of you. No. Don't need to, because who's the one in trouble? Not you. They are. Or they wouldn't even be saying crap like that. So keep yourselves free and don't worry about what other people think of you. It doesn't matter. You only care what you think about yourself. And for your ladies, Marcy and the girls did a video for females, but we didn't put it up for some reasons. And so we're going to do another one. And we'll bring a male principal involved, because I needed them to think a lot more expanded, because I'm trying to turn your ladies into warriors. You ladies have been through some hell, and our society likes to teach you of a rib of an atom that you're second hand, and it's like, oh. If it wasn't for the female principal, men, you wouldn't know what love is. If it wasn't for the female principal inside of you, the males I'm talking about, you wouldn't know what love is. So that female principle is vital. And I love how we put the acid principle as positive. You give a all-male world and you have a warring world. You have a warring planet right now because of the male principle. The female principle is essential to come up out of this. All these women that lose their identities and lose their ability to be free and their ability to be their own person, because they're lovers, they're givers. So I want you women to become warriors. The warrior woman who does not let another man in any way hurt them. That if you want a man, it is out of love. And the same thing with you men. We must open up our feminine sides. Now's the time to pull yourself into balance. Whether you're in a male body or a female body, soul is not gendered. So as you expand your consciousness, you're not going to feel female or male, by the way. You're going to lose the concept of your femininity or your masculinity. Because you're moving into consciousness which is not gendered. It is not limited by shape, size, or form. And you won't be either. That's part of the problem some souls have, is letting go of all their journeys into shape, sizes, form, and action. Letting all that go for the present moment of the now, the stillness of the now. Yet that's an illusion. The stillness is packed with all of life. Hard to explain. And you can only understand it when you pull yourself in the present moment, into the now, into the eternalness of all life. There's no labels for that. It's not a religion, it's not spirituality, it is just what it is. It's who you are. You can label it, but that's the mind again. Sticking a label on it. So have fun this holiday. And if you cheat, be careful not to cheat too far. A lot of people are having some good raw Christmases, stuff like that. But if you cheat and then go on, keep on going. Just keep on going. If you've been on fruit for a long time, I wouldn't cheat too far, because it'll kick your butt a little bit. If you've been doing raw for a long time, be careful when you cheat. Just be careful, because sometimes it can... I remember being fruitarian for 3 years, ended up in dead of winter in the middle of Ohio, in the middle of the night at an airport, snowing like crazy, everybody starving. Nothing open but a fast food restaurant. I couldn't see anything that I could eat. And I'm going, I've been years fruitarian. And we're freezing, I'm starving, and I'm thinking protein to warm up, So I'm thinking fish. And the only thing on there was fish and meat, hamburgers and stuff. Man, I woke up in the middle of the night like someone hit me upside the testicles with a baseball bat. took me to the hospital, and it's kidney stone. It spasmed my liver, or my kidneys. And all I could think of was McFadden, who finally died from breaking a fast on boiled potatoes. Killed himself. And I thought, uh-oh, I just killed myself. The pain was so bad, I never had pain like that. I said, well, yep, I just killed myself. But it was a kidney stone, and I realized that it was so foreign chemistry from where I was, it made my tissue spasm in my body, and it broke a stone loose. So, of course, that's what liver flushes are, you know. When you take that much oil, you're spasming your liver. So that's why you want to have a pretty good liver. You don't want to spasm a liver and cirrhosis and things like that. Because when you're stoned, remember, stones form in the presence of acidosis. That's a cationic environment. An anionic environment is one of liquidity, of hydration. And you're going to see that only under the fruit, berry, and melon and vegetable sky. Everything else is complex and acid-forming almost. But I love you guys. I'm not sick. Matter of fact, I'm working my butt off. Just a lot going on. Physical labor stuff, you know, that sort of thing. There's just been a lot in my world that way. But I know there's a lot of suffering souls out there, and that's what I'm here for. So I love you guys, and I'll be doing a video in the next couple of days, and we'll tear into your problems again. But Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Happy holidays, and have some fun. Put a smile on the face. Be a Santa Claus. I love Santa Claus. You know, I love all of that. You know, creation is full of fun and beauty, unless you get attached to it, unless you live it negatively. And this is part of the problems. We're in negative cycles. Man doesn't even know how to eat to feel good. So you guys have a lot to teach this world. And you're doing a good job doing it, because I'm getting stories from all these people that have turned to Facebook and turned to all you guys, and the help is there, and pretty cool stuff. Excuse me. There's always the lies and the crap, guys. There's always the lies and the crap. You know what? Sticks and stones, and people in glass houses should never throw stones. You know, don't let anything get to you. I've got my walking paper from you-know-who, so I don't care what human says what about me. I'm already home, guys.
I'm just going to kneel down here.
January 2nd, right?
Yep.
All right, so everybody around here is doing a 10-day lemon juice fast.
Yep. Master cleanse.
Goat yoga.
We're doing goat yoga.
Goat yoga.
You have all these adorable little baby goats doing yoga with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good. You see those goats that if you scare them, they go plop, they pop down right down like they're dead. And they get up. And that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we invite everybody to go on a 10-day lemon juice fast, January 2nd.
January 2nd.
Yeah, baby.
Yep, we've got several people here at the office, and the girls have been sharing it with the clients, and some of the clients are getting on board with it,
baby.
and so we're going to have fun with it.
Goat yoga.
Yep.
I love it. Oh, Farm Boy loves goat yoga.
So
I'm
anyway,
glad you didn't say goat yogurt.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Merry
Take care.
Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.